why Senate Republicans are rushing this process. They are trying to get a justice onto the court in time to ensure they can strip away the protections of the Affordable Care Act.
Everyone knows in 28 days, 20 million Americans may lose their health care. The president wants to get rid of the Affordable Care Act. Let's keep our eye on the ball.
Vice presidential nominee Kamala Harris using her allotted time in the Amy Coney Barrett confirmation hearing to slam Senate Republicans for, quote, rushing their nominee through to repeal Obamacare.
Healthcare expert Seth Denson joins us live. Seth, thanks for being here. In layman's terms, walk us through the Obamacare case in front of the court in a few weeks and why this isn't this like gladiator-like they live or die decision that Democrats make it out to be.
Yeah, thank you. It's in 2018, a federal judge out of Texas ruled that as a result of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, which eliminated the individual mandate penalty, that it was no longer constitutional, the Affordable Care Act, because if you'll remember back in 2012, Chief Justice Roberts gave the deciding opinion saying that the penalty was actually a tax and that that the ACA didn't violate the Commerce Clause because Americans could either buy health insurance or pay a tax. Well, when the tax went away, according to Judge O'Connor, and has been upheld by the Fifth Circuit, it is now in violation. And so that's what's in front of the Supreme Court. There's also another piece called severability. And in their haste to pass the Affordable Care Act in the wee hours of 2009, Democrats left severability language out of the law. And so the question is twofold. First, is the individual mandate still constitutional because there's no tax? And then second, can that portion of the law be severed? And that's actually what's in front of the Supreme Court, not pre-existing conditions or not the bill in its entirety.
Okay, so let's take a look at this tweet from the president. And this reads, quote, "We will have health care which is far better than Obamacare at a far lower cost. Big premium reduction. People with pre-existing conditions will be protected at an even higher level than now. Highly unpopular and unfair individual mandate already terminated. You're welcome," in true presidential style. Of course, I feel like that "you're welcome" is kind of, I can see him saying that. Seth, from what you know of the two parties, who do you think has the plan that is going to benefit the most Americans out there?
Neither. And that's the problem here, is that the president hasn't released a plan. He's released a lot of marketing pieces and certainly made some statements on Twitter. And I appreciate the things that he's done around pricing transparency and lowering the cost of health care. But neither has actually released a plan that will lower the cost of that which we receive, which is health care. Everything seems to want to be focused on health insurance from the Democrat side. And on the Republican side, they haven't released a plan. And I've said all along, the president must release a plan before the election to tell the American people this is exactly how I'm going to fix health care over the next 4 years.
Look, 100%. We know health care is hard, and we agree with you, or at least I agree with you on that last point. But doubling back to this on the whole, the Democrats obviously had a plan to attack health care and basically say, look, this judge is going to be the grim reaper for all these people that were showing on all these fancy poster boards. That is not correct. Why?
Well, it's not correct for two reasons. One is, first of all, there's not a Republican out there that would risk their political career to impose pre-existing conditions once again. The toothpaste is out of that tube. It's not going back in. Second of all, even before the Affordable Care Act, many pre-existing conditions were protected by either having health insurance or being on an employer plan or being on Medicare. So out of the 100-some-odd million people that had pre-existing conditions, the vast majority of them were already protected. And I think that as we move forward, regardless of what comes out of these hearings and regardless of what comes out of the SCOTUS hearings on this case that'll be heard in mid-November, pre-existing conditions are going to be protected.
All right. Very interesting. Seth, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.